Do you know that my money, they are somewhere they are working for me? You're welcome to my channel today. My name is Lekan Abioye, your regular money coach, your mentor when it comes to finance, especially financial freedom, and how you can become successful as far as your entrepreneurship journey is concerned. In this, my presentation to you today, I want to talk to you on 7 income sources that you need to have. Whether you are not yet a millionaire or you are actually a millionaire. But there are different kinds of income that comes your way in your quest to building wealth. And that is pretty much what I want to talk to you about in this presentation. 7 income sources. If you say you are a rich person, you are a wealthy person, or you are a millionaire or a multi-millionaire, go and look at the portfolios. You will discover that money will be coming in via these sources. About 7 of them I want to talk to you about. And I will start from the list of all of them, which is called earned income. Earned income. Earned. What you earn. You earn it because you are doing something. So this form of income are those ones that comes probably in form of salaries, probably in forms of wages, or you go somewhere and work on a job or on a project and then you are being paid. So this is the least form of ways through which income come to you as a rich person or as a millionaire or as a successful person who has flows of liquidity or of money, or somebody who have put whatever thing that he has over the years into asset building and all of that. So earned income, it is the money that comes to you that you are being paid because you worked for it. There is this saying that we always have, that I work for my money, I work for my money. Yes, you work for your money, but it is not every rich people that works for money, so to speak. Your money, when you begin to build your wealth, it will get to a point that you don't really do the real work. It is now the money that you send on errands that begins to work for you, because you as a person working, you are actually limited. You are limited. As I'm sitting down here in this presentation with you, do you know that my money, they are somewhere they are working for me? I have money working for me somewhere that even as I'm sleeping, money is coming because that money, I've sent it on errand and it's working for me. So the least level of income that you can have as income is earned income. That is the one that you earn, that comes to you because you worked. So your salary is earned income. Even if you are a GM or a director in a company and the company still pay you salary, it is called earned income. And that is the least level of income that you as a person can have. So what I'm saying to you in essence is that if you are my follower, you can start from that level. But the teaching I'm giving to you is how to migrate from that level into the other areas of income that can come your way. And if you have not gotten to those levels, after I might have done this presentation to you of these 7 income sources, then you now begin to mark it. Okay, I'm following Dr. Lekan Abioye. He has told me about earned income. Is it where I am now? That is where I am now. Okay, I've discovered that is where I am. What is the next thing for me to do? Where is the next phase for me to do? Because I actually want to build my wealth. I want to become much more rich or wealthy, or I want to create wealth. I want to do something big, such as the one that the Dangotes of this world, the $10 of this world, the Mark Zuckerbergs of this world, all these great people that we have all around us. Are you getting what I'm saying? I'm mentioning this name because these are people that you and I can easily relate with within our community and even beyond our community. So that is that. So earned income. The second form of income is profit income. What is profit income? I believe that we know what is called profit and loss. When you sell something and there is a gain over the cost of that particular thing, then what you have above the cost is the profit. For example, you buy this book for $10 and you move it from where you bought it, you move it to somewhere else where it's being needed. Maybe peradventure you had that how somebody just released a book and then is selling like anything, and then anybody can you can buy it. When you buy it, your life will transform, and then you bought it $10 and then you took it to that particular place, and then the demand is that anybody that takes it to that place can sell it for $25. So when you go to that place and sell this book that you bought $10 for $25, there is an increase of $15 on top of it. It means that your gross profit is $15. However, there are some costs that you also bear before you get to that place. Probably the cost of transporting and all of that and everything. These are part of the cost. Maybe it comes to like $2. So you had the $2 to the $10, making $12. By the time you want to look at your net profit outside of maybe your tax, maybe you are not a taxable person and all of that. You're just doing your own side hustle or business at random. Then you've been able to get for yourself a profit of $13. That is profit income. That is profit income. You have a product that you sell at a particular margin. What comes on top of that sale is actually your profit, and people earn income or get income or acquire income through their profit making. So when you engage yourself in business, you render service, you sell a product, you probably taught in a place or something, or you share your knowledge and everything that you sell to people at a particular margin. Note that the baseline for profit income is there must be a cost. There must be a cost. So if there is no cost, there is no profit. Now, for example, maybe I'm a speaker, and then you invite me to a conference to come and speak at that conference. You provided my ticket for transport, you provided my accommodation, you provided my feeding and everything, and then by the time I'm going, you now give me an honorarium, or you have agreed with me to pay me a particular amount of money. That is not profit income. We are going to get there. That is not profit income. Profit income comes from when you buy and you sell, and then there is a difference on it that extends beyond the cost. That is when you have your profit. So if you are a millionaire, you must be able to move from that earned income into profit income. That is why I always tell you that there should be, even if you are working in a place that you earn your salary, start the habit of savings. From there, I've told you in the past what your savings are meant to do. 3 things. I'm not going to repeat that because I believe that we are moving forward. So I don't want to go back. But if peradventure you don't understand that, you have even gone to my challenge and then you don't understand it, DM me in any of those my platform. I am going to help you to let you know more about all these things so that you can begin to demonstrate them, you can begin to act them out, and then your life can also be better. So that is that as far as profit income is concerned. Now, number 3 is interest income. Interest income comes when you give out money. For example, maybe peer-to-peer loan, or maybe at cooperative, or maybe from the bank, or from you to friends and colleagues, and you said, okay, this guy has come and then he said he wants to do something for his business and all of that, and then he doesn't have enough fund, and then he asks for 1 million naira, for example. And you say, okay, my friend, I'm going to give you 1 million naira, but I'm going to charge you 15%. You are going to pay me 50% on top of my 1 million naira within so number of months. And then maybe that 15% comes to 150,000 naira. That money that you make on top of your 1 million naira, it is called interest income. So a lot of people that are millionaires, they have this interest income as the source through which their wealth is being built. All those banks you are seeing, they live on interest income. Those cooperatives that you have, those Esusu that you have, they live on interest income. That is how they made their own income. And you as an individual, you can also have interest income. Are you getting what I'm saying? So this is a form of income that comes to you because somebody has come to get credit from you and then they need to pay back with interest. And that is why it is called interest income. And I believe that many of you must have at one time or the other go for loan somewhere because you have a project that you want to pursue, or you have a business that you want to run. And that's number 3. Number 4 is called dividend income. Your dividend income usually comes from your stock. It comes from your stock. Most of us that we have stock of companies, stock in a layman parlance is when you have a bit or a part of a business. For example, let me use in Nigeria, some months back, some bank came out and said they want to sell their shares, meaning that, oh, this is the worth of my business today. It is X amount of money in assets. And we intend to move that asset by growth to Y volume of assets. But for us to get from X to Y, we need some people to come in and inject their fund into where we are now, so that all of us can journey together to Y. Even from Y, we can get to Z. Now, when you bring your money to come and be part of that business of that bank, or that business even in Dangote, or that business at Aaron, or that business at Bashak Hathaway, or that business at Facebook, or that business at Google, all those businesses, when you bring in your money to have a part of it, then you'll be able to have your part in that company. Now, when the company runs, they do their business in a year or two, and they decide, okay, everybody who have bought into this business, we will like to reward you because we have made profit. And this profit that we have made, we want to share it by the number of people that have bought shares in our company. Any money that is being paid to you, it is your dividend income. Number 5, rental income. Rental income is the kind of income that comes to you because you have assets that people use, and because they use those assets, they need to pay you for it. For example, if you have a commercial property anywhere, because of the fact that it's commercial, people go into it, they occupy it, and then they pay you. Those money that comes to the owners of property on hotels, on offices, commercial buildings, real estate, and all of that, all those money that comes that people paid because they occupy such properties or such assets is called rental income. And rental income is not limited to properties. When I say property, I mean landed property. There are other properties. There are other movable properties. Like your car can actually be an asset if what your car is doing for you is to generate asset. For example, all those cars that have been used for cabs, for all these online hailing cab business and all of that, those ones are assets, because an asset, I've told you also in the past that an asset is anything that brings money into your pocket. So if you have anything that is being rented out, that is being let out, and at the end of the day it brings money to you, the kind of money that is bringing to you, it is called rental income, because you have let out that machine, you have let out that tractor, you have let out that bulldozer, you have let out that trailer. They are movable equipment, but because you let it out to people and then they pay, the money that comes to you, it is called rental income. So your rental income does not only come from properties, as in I'm talking about landed property, or when you have a commercial places for people to rent. There are lot of other items that are assets, and then people can rent it to also provide for you income. Capital gain. Capital gain comes to you when, for example, you buy the share of a company at 10 naira. And when you buy the share of that company at 10 naira, you waited, and then the company continue to do well. After a while, the share of that company has moved from 10 naira to 40 naira. Now, when you want to sell your stake in that business, you have actually gotten like 30 naira. Whatever thing that comes through that is your capital gain. So essentially, capital gains come when you are a part of a business, and that is how that happens. Also, do you know that you can actually buy an asset and you keep it, or you probably put it in a place, and then after a while, the value of that property appreciates, it jumps up, and then by the time you are selling that particular property, then the gain on that property has increased. That is what is called capital gain. So it means that whatever money you put at the initial to start that particular venture or to start to buy that asset, over time has increased in its worth. So whatever thing that comes on it outside of the initial investment is the capital gain. And that is sixth one when it comes to your income sources as a millionaire or as an aspiring millionaire. So the last one is royalty income. Royalty incomes come via intellectual property. You trademark an idea or you invented a solution, and then you want to begin to give it out to people to benefit from. Is helping humanity, is serving different kinds of purposes, because it is intellectual in nature. It comes via knowledge. For example, you probably author a book, for example, and then you began to sell. That is an intellectual property, and you can hang your royalty on it. We have seen that also in sport. We have seen it in a whole lot of areas. So anytime you have intellectual property that you can trade, whatever income that comes from that trading, it is called royalty income. Royalty income. It means that it's a royal, because back in the days, royal came from the kings, the owners of land or owners of assets. So anytime they give it out, they say this thing belongs to we the royals, and the money that you pay them because you are using that thing or because it's available for you, they call it royalty. So royalty incomes come from when you have intellectual properties these days, when you have things that you have trademarked or you have invented, and then it has been assigned to you that this thing, originality of it belongs to you. Whosoever wants to use it, they need to come to you. So these essentially are 7 forms of income that you need to drive yourself into, to acquire or to have. And when you have this, you will also want to agree with me that by the time you begin to have 1 or 2 or 3 of these, the moment you are even having 2 or 3, you will discover even you that life is becoming so good for you. You are no longer under anxiety. You are not under pressure. By the time it gets to 3, 4, 5, you are so settled that you can begin to help a whole lot of other people to migrate into this particular class. And that is one of the reasons why I'm sharing this with you with passion. I want everybody to live rich life, to live a fantastic, restful life, so that you can eat, you can be a blessing. You can be a blessing to yourself, to your community, to your generation, and essentially much more to your country. To your country. I'm so passionate about that, how we can be so useful that we will build wealth that will beat our nation. All those great nations that we have seen, that we could mention today, like the America of this world, like the Britain of this world and all of that, it is the people of those countries that created things that made them to be great. So a people build a nation. It is not a nation that builds a people. And that is why I'm advocating this in Africa. Let us run back and begin to build ourselves. When you build yourself, you have something to offer, and from there you begin to build your nation. Thank you very much for your time today, and I believe that I've been able to speak to some people who actually want to become millionaires, and they're looking for different sources of income that can begin to accrue to them, and I've shared that with you. See you another time, and God bless. My name is Lekan Abioye. Don't forget to follow me on TikTok, on LinkedIn, on Facebook, on Instagram, on YouTube. I am just everywhere for you. See you next time. Bye-bye.